Welcome to Tapped In with Tony Bogan. Tonight's guest is going to be Ava Ryncarz. Ava, welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Not a problem. I heard you guys had a really great year on the softball diamond and on the basketball court as well.
Yes. It was a good overall year, yep.
Okay. I've always heard good things about Aurora. They always have a lot of solid programs year in and year out.
For sure, yep. We've got a lot of good coaches and good players.
My first question to you is, how old were you when you first started playing sports?
When I first started playing, I would say I was probably in kindergarten, so kind of, I don't know what age that'd be, like 5 or 6 maybe, kind of that young, yeah. So I started at a young age, It helped having 2 siblings that were older than me that were already kind of playing basketball and playing baseball and stuff, so I was kind of introduced to it, and I don't know, I just found a love for it, I guess, when I was that little and just continued to stick with it and get to where I'm at now, so.
Gotcha. And what drew you specifically to basketball and softball?
Yeah, so when I was little, I did play soccer as well, and I did some golf, did a lot of different things, but I would say what drew me, well, basketball and softball, they're definitely 2 totally different sports, but for basketball specifically, I just really liked kind of the competitiveness in it, and just, I don't know, I couldn't specify this specific reason, but it just was something that I really enjoyed, just being on the court, shooting. I always found myself doing that when I was little. And then with softball, it was a kind of a change up from basketball, kind of a little bit slower, but it was something I really just enjoyed, being outside on the diamond. It was just like a change of pace that I really enjoyed, and just another good team sport. So.
Gotcha. And you started you started varsity as a freshman for basketball and softball, right?
Yes, yep.
Okay. And how much work did you put in, over the off season and coming in to Aurora to stand out to the coaches to say, hey, this is someone we want to have on varsity as a freshman?
Yeah, I definitely made it a point that, it was a goal of mine for coming freshman year, definitely to make an impact, whatever that may be, but just show that, I have some talent and I'm here to just work hard and help the team in any way I can for both basketball and softball. More of my priority was probably on basketball, just because I kind of started to realize that was kind of my, that was the sport I really loved, but I still love softball, just not to the same level as basketball. So I really definitely spent a lot of time, playing AU and summer ball and just working on my skills the whole time, just to help me prepare for that important freshman season. And same thing for softball, I did hitting here and there, but definitely basketball is probably my focus.
Gotcha. And how did the freshman team do, and what lessons did you learn amongst the years as you were coming up to eventually, being that senior leader on both teams?
Yeah, so my freshman year, I would say, well, for basketball, we made it pretty far in the playoffs. We made it to regional semis, which was huge for our program. That's the furthest they've made it, in program history. So that was definitely, coming in freshman year and to have that happen, it definitely gets your hopes high up, and it just makes you want to feel that again. So that was kind of my whole thing, going throughout the rest of high school and learning from those seniors, just to realize what it takes to be a good team and a good leader. So I think that was a really good experience for me. And for softball, I think we made it to district play, not as far as we'd hoped, but I definitely still learned from the seniors and kind of saw what helped make them successful, and definitely just become a better leader. So.
Gotcha. And your sophomore year, this was before COVID hit. You got to play with Cheyenne Sellers.
Yes.
How was it playing with some of the older players and getting to have that impact? And I saw that you also won Suburban League American Player of the Year.
Yes, so definitely playing with the Sellers. I got to play with Shayla as well. They're so talented. It definitely created a challenge for me, as I had to guard them in practice, or they guarded me. So I definitely got that challenge from them, and it just taught me to overcome some things. And it was cool to learn from them and see, since they're such good players, that learn how their game works to help build mine. So it was super cool to be able to learn from them both on and off the court, just to develop into the player that I am today.
Awesome. That's really cool. And going into 2020, it was how was it like doing the balancing act of playing, staying focused on your studies and like staying in shape physically and mentally, like during times when the state was on lockdown and you couldn't go to a gym and every game could potentially have been your last.
Yeah, so it definitely was hard, just kind of the unknown of everything, but I would say it actually made me more focused because I'm like, well, if I'm going to have this time off, or I don't know when the last game, when it is, so I'm going to make it the most that I can and continue to work hard and continue to just stay focused and try and reach my goals for both basketball and softball. Unfortunately, our softball season, the whole thing got canceled sophomore year, so that was definitely tough, but we were lucky enough to get in some of our basketball season, so that was good.
Gotcha. And how was it like playing in the basketball year in 2020-21? Did Aurora have a late start, or were they ever like had to be on pause for a week or so because of COVID? How was it like navigating all of that?
Yeah, so that was definitely a bit challenging as well. I think we got off to a little bit of a late start, and there were some bumps during the season where I'm pretty sure at one point we had like 2 weeks just off, like kind of just like away from the team. We weren't allowed to be together, so that definitely made it hard to, create that team chemistry and everything, but I still thought that we were able to finish the season strong and do the best we could with kind of the year that we were given, so.
Gotcha. And you guys also how did the team do your junior year in softball and basketball with maneuvering all the unknowns that are still unknown about COVID to this day?
Yeah, so for basketball, since I was before softball, we were still able to win the conference, which was a huge goal of ours. So it definitely it was challenging because there were times, they just told us like, oh, 2 weeks you can't see each other, like not allowed to be at the school, and so that was hard. But everyone kind of stayed locked in. We do workouts together like online, so we stayed focused, and that helped us reach our goal. And then for softball, that was a great year. Things started to become more normalized at that time, like started to get better, plus it was outside, so everything was a little bit better. But that was a big year. We won the conference for like the first time in a few years since softball had won it. So, and I would say that year we were kind of the underdog, so we just, worked hard to show that, we're going to come in here, we're going to play some ball and win some games. So it was super fun, playing, definitely getting outside and being able to start to be more normal.
Gotcha. And going into your senior year, like before we go into that, it's like, how was it like being part of the having the Aurora student section at games and being part of the student section when it comes to football, basketball, and all our sports? And what is it that makes the Aurora community so special as it comes to like the support that you guys get for every home game?
Yeah, being a part of the student section, it's really something I'll probably remember for the rest of my life. It seriously is awesome. Specifically, like football games, like that's where we probably get our biggest fan base, and it's just really fun for the whole school kind of to be together and just cheering for the team. Like all have one goal, we want to win. So it definitely just shows. And we get student section for basketball games, volleyball games, like soccer games, like. We show up for every one of our sports, and it just kind of shows the unity of our town and kind of how much we really just want each other to succeed, and the importance of cheering each other on. I made it a goal of mine to try and get to like every sport game I could just to root on my fellow classmates and friends. So it definitely just shows, how unified kind of our community is.
Gotcha. And going into your senior year, I believe you won Suburban League Player of the Year once again. How big was it, and how did the season go for you guys?
Yeah, so senior year for basketball, our team was a bit younger. That was the year that it was first year Cheyenne being gone, so we definitely had to maneuver through that and kind of learn to play without her almost. But I think we got through it, and we definitely had some bumps in the road, and I kind of knew that going in, so that was something I'm like, I got to keep the team focused, keep them moving in the right direction. Like as a senior, I knew it was my job to kind of help guide the team, and we came up short winning the conference. We came in second behind Highland, so that definitely was tough. It hurt a little bit, but we did. I would say we did have a good season. overall. Definitely a lot of learning moments, but it was super fun overall, I have to say.
Gotcha. And going into this year's softball season, how did that season go? I believe you were one of 3 or 4 seniors on the softball team?
Yep. So we had 3 seniors going to softball. That was definitely, I was really looking forward to. It was kind of like we were back to like normal compared to like last year's season. So definitely it was super fun. We won the conference. Actually, we shared it with Talmadge, like shared the title with them, but that's still a big accomplishment to be able to win it 2 years in a row. Kind of helped change the culture of the softball program, and since like they hadn't won it in years past, so I thought it was really cool to kind of change that culture and start to move it towards it's like expected that this is what should happen, like set high goals for ourselves. So overall, it was a really good year. There was our team. I mean, we got along so well, and there were just some really good bonds created from it. So softball, it was a good thing to end off on and my high school career off. So
gotcha. Were there like any like pregame rituals that you did for either sport or anything like that? Any music that got you going and like fired up for the games?
Yes, that's actually funny you say that. So for basketball, we would always do our pregame little I guess, I don't even know, like our circle, our dance circle before games. Specifically, our song was I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas, and we just really got hyped to that song. That got us going for the game, so that was something I'll definitely remember. And for softball, away games on the bus, I mean, we're screaming songs back there. And we always would do a pregame huddle, kind of where everybody would add in what the goals were for that game, and that's just something that showed our team chemistry, so that was also something that was super cool.
Gotcha. I remember, like, I like the Black Eyed Peas myself, and I am not exactly the biggest I'm not exactly the biggest fan of I Got a Feeling, but, hey, whatever gets people going.
It gets the job done. Yeah. There's a lot of songs, but for some reason we fell to that one. So I don't know.
It worked, so it worked.
Yep.
And I understand that you're going to be playing basketball at John Carroll, and you have over a 4.0 GPA. 2 questions for that. How are you able to stay on top of your studies, like with practices and games and stuff like that? And what led out to John Carroll being the choice for you to go play ball?
Yeah, so playing 2 sports and definitely all the work that comes with it school-wise, like that, it definitely was a lot, but I really do think playing the sports almost helped me with my time management skills and kind of made me more focused to get things done and stay focused in the classroom. So that was definitely some things that playing sports taught me, and it was hard at times to do it all, but it definitely just kept my focus on what like I wanted to accomplish school-wise and sports-wise. And then for John Carroll being the choice, it was a tough decision between a few schools. I looked at like Marietta. I would say Marietta and John Carroll were my top choices, and at the end of the day, I just thought academically John Carroll was the right fit for me. That was kind of my priority, academics, and then I was like, the basketball team is super successful and they have a good coach. I really like her. I like the team feel there, so it really just felt like home to me, and so that's kind of what I wanted. And it's a smaller school, but I'm used to that growing up in Aurora. That's how, I like the small town feel almost, and just knowing everyone, and I feel like that just creates like a good community.
Gotcha. And a couple more questions before we wrap up. One, what are you looking forward to the most playing ball at John Carroll? And number 2, what's some advice you could give to like the younger kids coming up?
Yeah, so what I'm looking forward to at John Carroll definitely is just the opportunity to continue to grow as a player and a student, like on and off the court, and just meet new people and just really have plenty of new opportunities. Like, I really enjoyed my high school experience, but going into college, like, I know there's just going to be so much more and so many new things that I really just think it's going to continue to just help me grow. So I'm really looking forward to all of that. And then some advice that I would give to, like, the younger kids or, like, my older teammates from high school, I would just tell them to continue to work hard and just really never give up on yourself and stay focused, because there's definitely going to be ups and downs like during your time on sports. But if you continue to just reach for your goals and stay focused and believe in yourself, you will get through it, and it will be fun along the way once you reach that. So.
Gotcha. Ava, thank you for coming on the show. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your collegiate careers.
Yes, thank you for having me. Super fun talking with you.